last time that it was a linkage between rural and urban, because rural produces, urban processes and sells. So doesn't it make sense? That's a chain. So it's a linkage to industry and backward linkage to agriculture.
The Gambia High Commissioner to India, Dembo Baji, hailed the Women's Federation for their work and said it's resolutely committed to their empowerment. He said that more investors are expected in the country to make real the aspirations of the Gambian women. Mamadou Diallo, Grts.
Meantime, the Vice President and Minister of Women's Affairs, Dr. Asitun Jai-Saidi, has spoken about the contribution of the fisheries sector to the Gambia's socio-economic development. Madam Jai-Saidi was speaking at the inauguration ceremony of the Backwater Fish Market under the Artisanal Fisheries Development Project, supported by the Africa Development Bank and Badia. Famara Fofuna reports.
What was known as Tipper Garage few years ago has now been turned into a magnificent edifice capable of changing more lives. The Backwater Fish Market, situated in the strategic and sprawling environment, was commissioned in grand style as part of the lineup of activities marking the 48th Independence Anniversary celebrations. The $3.5 million facility, according to interim chairman of the Kanifi Municipal Council, is in line with their social responsibility of providing basic social services for inhabitants of arguably the country's most densely populated region. This, Alaji Dauda C. said, is also in accordance with the Local Government Act. For the coordinator of the Gambia Artisanal Fisheries Development Project, Peter John Dow, the Backwater Fish Market will contribute significantly to food security improvement, foreign exchange earnings, in addition to employment creation.
The Backwater Fish Market, the subject of today's inauguration ceremony, is a complex which houses an 800 square meter fish auction hall, a 15-ton per day ice plant, a 10-ton per day chill storage facility, 91 modern fish stalls, and 150 kVA generator. 2 elevated and 1 underground water tanks, toilets and septic tanks. There are 91 fish stalls to let out, and the project has trained 91 fish traders in the use of the facility and in maintaining health and hygiene standards.
Being one of those infrastructural developments supported by the African Development Bank in the fisheries sector, ADB representative Leila Makadam reinforced earlier comments that this massive investment will be of immense benefit to women and youth in particular, besides helping to increase the annual income of the fisher folk in general.
This ultra-modern, state-of-the-art fish market here in Backwater, we believe will make fish and ice products more easily available to the urban population and beyond at an attractive price. When taken together with the modernization of the Banjul jetty and new fish landing sites in Albreda, Bintang, and Tendaba, the contribution of the fisheries to the GDP of the Gambia should show a marked improvement.
This milestone development, Fisheries Minister Mas Aksigai advised, needs proper upkeep by both the market management and the beneficiaries, saying the project is in tune with set national development targets like the much pronounced Vision 2020, PAGE and MDGs.
It will also improve the sale of fish and fishery products under hygienic conditions, thus providing quality fish for the consumers. This will further increase the income of the beneficiaries, particularly the women, thus contributing to poverty reduction.
For a sector that accounts for more than 4% of GDP, Vice President Jai-Saidi, who read a statement on behalf of the head of state, reminded the Guardian that the government will continue to accord the fisheries sector a top priority due to its immense potential for ensuring household food security.
Whoever benefits from this facility, operates within the facility, surely is economically empowered, and that trickles down to the rest of society. Promoting the health of Gambians through good nutrition, as well as alleviating poverty in the process, and indeed creating employment, which is in line with our program for accelerated growth and employment and Vision 2020. The sector's contribution to GDP is estimated to be 4.2%, Perhaps I might as well wisely say that besides agriculture, besides tourism, I think this is the third income earner in the country. And it is therefore worth mentioning that the increase in export earnings, of course attributable to fisheries products, is due largely to the efforts of women fish processors as well as exporters.
Due to its location and space, Madam Jaisedi said the backwater fish market will ease congestion in other areas in the Kanifing municipality and called for more participation by young people in the sector. Famara Fofana, Grts.
Events marking the Gambia's 48th independence anniversary continued on Tuesday with a thrilling musical jamboree featuring both local and international musicians. The highlight of the show, attended by the President, His Excellency Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Jammeh and cabinet ministers, was a musical performance from Peter Morgan of the world-famed Morgan family. Still on the ongoing Independence Anniversary celebrations, the APRC Youth Wing on Tuesday organized a day symposium on the theme Through Meaning of Independence, the Path to Sustainable Development at the Friendship Hotel in Bakau. The conversions, as Babukar Senghor reports, attracted over 500 youths from across the country.
The Friendship Hotel witnessed it all. Almost filled to capacity by APRC youths numbering over 500 people from across the country to grace this historic intellectual program aimed at enlightening the country's precious gifts, the youths about the significance of self-rule and the crucial role they as citizens are expected to play in the affairs of nation building. The various speakers had a great deal to offer to the audience with emphasis on self-determination, attitudinal change, respect for authority, norms and values of society.
The worst virus that we are suffering from is ignorance. He repeated that yesterday. Because when you see the amount of resources that we have in Africa and the abject poverty in which we are living, you ask yourself questions. When Africans kill each other, like take the example of Sierra Leone, whilst they were killing each other, you have a group of mercenaries called the Executive Outcome Group, protecting all the diamond mines and then exploiting it and taking it to Europe.
Mr. Tangra further stressed the need for Gambians to recognize themselves in the affairs of the country.
For us, things are good only when it has the stamp of the West or others. Then we say this is good, this is original, it's coming from this place. Or even these people are saying, they're saying that this is the right thing. And once we fail to see ourselves through our own eyes, people will continue to dominate us. I'll always give the example of human rights. Some of the first texts dealing with human rights emanated from Africa. You have the Ethiopian Fitaneges, which is the basis of the Ethiopian constitution. You have the Charter of Kurukan Fugan in Mali. Just read the 44 articles. Everything is in that charter.
It goes without saying that the more people take full charge in shaping their economic, political, social, cultural lives to guarantee their collective liberty and prosperity, the greater the acknowledgement of and respect for their rights to sovereignty, political independence and territorial integrity by other nations and peoples. The Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Youth and Sports challenged the youths to take ownership of the country, noting that the role of youths is indispensable regarding the socio-economic advancement of the Gambia. For this reason, he went on, the government will not relent in its efforts to give the youths the maximum attention they deserve. A senior lecturer at the University of the Gambia alluded to the fact that youths are the most valuable resources of a country. He was quick to call on the youths to learn to be themselves and stop imitating others. The existence of a people who recognize their ownership of a geopolitical entity and are determined to assert their right to self-determination and independence is indispensable to the founding of a nation. This is exactly what these youths are conscious of, and thus committed to moving towards actualizing the true meaning of independence of their motherland. The Gambia working in tandem with the government all the way. For Grts News, this is Babukar Senghor.
Well, we're going to take a very short break now. The news continues in just a moment.